Welcome to Daily Phrasal Verb Quiz. Listen carefully and find the right phrasal verb. Please calm down before you speak. Calm down. Please calm down before you speak. Please calm down before you speak. He finally opened up about his worries. Open up, he finally opened up about his worries. He finally opened up about his worries. Just hold on, things will get better. Hold on, just hold on, things will get better. Just hold on, things will get better. You can always lean on me when you're in trouble. You can always lean on me when you're in trouble. You can always lean on me when you're in trouble. I know I can count on my best friends. I know I can count on my best friends. I know I can count on my best friends. She always sticks up for her friends when needed. Stick up for, she always sticks up for her friends when needed. She always sticks up for her friends when needed. Parents should cheer on their children to be brave. Cheer on, parents should cheer on their children to be brave. Parents should cheer on their children to be brave. Her kind words really lifted up my mood. Lift up, her kind words really lifted up my mood. Her kind words really lifted up my mood. He always backs up his colleagues when they feel nervous. Back up. He always backs up his colleagues when they feel nervous. He always backs up his colleagues when they feel nervous. I brought you coffee to cheer you up. Cheer up. I brought you coffee to cheer you up. I brought you coffee to cheer you up. Do you get along with your new coworkers? Get along. Do you get along with your new coworkers? Do you get along with your new coworkers? We're hanging out at the cafe this weekend. Hang out, we're hanging out at the cafe this weekend. We're hanging out at the cafe this weekend. Thanks for always sticking with me through hard times. Stick with. Thanks for always sticking with me through hard times. Thanks for always sticking with me through hard times. She always stands up for her classmates. Stand up for. She always stands up for her classmates. She always stands up for her classmates. He always looks out for his younger brother. Look out for. He always looks out for his younger brother. He always looks out for his younger brother. She looks after her grandfather every weekend. Look after. She looks after her grandfather every weekend. She looks after her grandfather every weekend. He finally confided in his best friend. Confide in, he finally confided in his best friend. He finally confided in his best friend. It took time, but I warmed up to my new coworkers. Warm up to. It took time, but I warmed up to my new coworkers. It took time, but I warmed up to my new coworkers. She called just to check up on me. Check up on? She called just to check up on me. She called just to check up on me. Real friends always back up each other. Back up, real friends always back up each other. Real friends always back up each other. They fell out over money issues. Fall out. They fell out over money issues. They fell out over money issues. He turned away when she needed help. Turn away. He turned away when she needed help. He turned away when she needed help. Suddenly, he turned on me during the discussion. Turn on suddenly. He turned on me during the discussion. Suddenly, he turned on me during the discussion. Sometimes it's better to walk away from arguments. Walk away. Sometimes it's better to walk away from arguments. Sometimes it's better to walk away from arguments. He completely shut down emotionally during the interview. Shut down. He completely shut down emotionally during the interview. He completely shut down emotionally during the interview. After the fight, she shut everyone out. Shut out. After the fight, she shut everyone out. After the fight, she shut everyone out. She snapped at her brother angrily. Snap at! She snapped at her brother angrily. She snapped at her brother angrily. They had to call off the meeting. Call off, they had to call off the meeting. They had to call off the meeting. The child began to act out in class. Act out. The child began to act out in class. The child began to act out in class. They decided to break off their friendship. Break off. They decided to break off their friendship. They decided to break off their friendship. He totally fell for her at first sight. Fall for he totally fell for her at first sight. He totally fell for her at first sight. They broke up after years of dating. Break up, they broke up after years of dating. They broke up after years of dating. Over time, they slowly grew apart. Grow apart. Over time, they slowly grew apart. Over time, they slowly grew apart. She began to pull away after the fight. Pull away. She began to pull away after the fight. She began to pull away after the fight. He walked out on his family without explanation. Walk out on. He walked out on his family without explanation. He walked out on his family without explanation. Sometimes you need to let go of the past. Let go of sometimes you need to let go of the past. Sometimes you need to let go of the past. I didn't mean to let you down. Let down, I didn't mean to let you down. I didn't mean to let you down. She has finally moved on from her breakup. Move on. She has finally moved on from her breakup. She has finally moved on from her breakup. Over the years, we drifted away from each other. Move on. She has finally moved on from her breakup. She has finally moved on from her breakup. He teared up while watching the movie. Drift away. Over the years, we drifted away from each other. Over the years, we drifted away from each other. It took her months to get over the loss. Get over. It took her months to get over the loss. It took her months to get over the loss. She finally had to face up to her mistakes. Face up to. She finally had to face up to her mistakes. She finally had to face up to her mistakes. He slowly grew into his new role as a leader. Grow into. He slowly grew into his new role as a leader. He slowly grew into his new role as a leader. It was hard to take in all the news at once. Take in. It was hard to take in all the news at once. It was hard to take in all the news at once. He tried to hold back his emotions. Hold back. He tried to hold back his emotions. He tried to hold back his emotions. She choked up during her farewell speech. Choke up. She choked up during her farewell speech. She choked up during her farewell speech. He often flares up over small problems. Flare up. He often flares up over small problems. He often flares up over small problems. She kept clinging to false hope. Cling to. She kept clinging to false hope. She kept clinging to false hope. He managed to rise above the difficulties. Rise above. He managed to rise above the difficulties. He managed to rise above the difficulties. Looking back, I can finally look back on those memories. Look back on. Looking back, I can finally look back on those memories. Looking back, I can finally look back on those memories. Great work! You've just mastered another phrasal verb. Don't forget to practice and join next quiz.